Hello internet world, this is Dave from Geekanoids and welcome to a mega gadget collection. Yes, we've got 2 megas in this one because this is going to be a real feature-length video. I'm going to hazard a guess at the beginning of recording this video that it's probably going to be round about 30 minutes long, maybe even 40 minutes long. So grab your favourite beverage and join me for a look at some fantastic technology and gadgets. Now I'm going to kick things off with a look at this iPhone 6 case from LAB.C. This is actually called their Fantastic 5 case. Now I'm not sure why they've given it that name. I'm assuming it's because it's got 5 fantastic features. But for me, it is a really nice folio style case. Now normally when I'm looking at folio style cases, I have a problem with that front sort of cover hanging down and not staying into place. But with this particular case, they've actually put a magnetic clasp on the front. So that's really nice. I absolutely love that. Now, sniff test. It's not leather, but it does look like a nice grained leather. So I would say it's like a very convincing synthetic leather. You've got access to your camera on the back. It's just a very nice tactile case. When you open this up, we can sort of fold the cover back and you can hold it like this to make and take calls. And there's a clear sort of perspex holder there to actually hold your iPhone 6 in place. And that works really well. You've got access to all of the ports and all of the controls. On the inside front cover, this is really nice because you've got a little flap there for a card. So you can put a business card in there. And then you've got a full size flap there where you could put a couple of sort of notes if you want to carry a little bit of money around in your case. It's a really nice proposition for an iPhone 6 case. It looks very stylish and I like it a lot. So now let's take a look at the rest of these gadgets and pieces of technology. So what we've got here are a trio of wireless charging products from Incipio. And I wanted to show you these all together because they just differ very slightly. Basically, they are Qi standard chargers. So if you've got a smartphone that supports the Qi wireless charging standard, then these will work with that device. Now the first one is called the Ghost 100. This is the one on the left here. And this says built for Droid, so for the Motorola Droid, but basically is a standard Qi charger. It's just got the Droid branding on the front. Now you get everything you need inside the box to connect this to a power outlet. You can see the little input there. And then this just sits on your desk. It's got little rubberized feet and you place your phone on top of this and it wirelessly charges. Now the next one along is called the Ghost 110. This is exactly the same weight. It weighs 70 grams. This has got a matte finish. It's not branded as built for Droid. And it's got a nice glowing blue light across the front as opposed to this one which sort of glows in a sort of red colour to match the Droid colouring. So this has got a nice blue glowing light, again input in the back for connecting it to your power, and then you place your phone on the top and the Qi wireless charging springs into action and charges your phone. And then last but not least, we've got this one here on the right, which is the Ghost 120. Exactly the same design as the Ghost 110. This does wireless charging, but if we look around the back, in addition to the input for the power, we've also got a 2.4 amp USB charging port. So if you've got something that doesn't support wireless charging, you can in fact connect it to the Ghost 120 and charge it connected to that USB port on the back. So let's stay with the subject of charging. And if you're out and about and your smartphone runs out of power, then something like an external battery pack could well help you out. And this particular one from Koar is their dual smartphone power vault. It is made of sort of a really nice metal finish with this brushed finish to it. And if I turn it around the back, you'll see the main specifications. 18,000 milliamp hour capacity and both 1 amp and 2.1 amp outputs on this. So this should charge a standard smartphone around about 7 times from 0 to 100%. That is absolutely fantastic. It's a very slimline device. It is quite tall, but just really nicely made. Now if we look on this end here, this is where all of the connections reside. We have got your 1 amp output on the left. We've got your 2.1 amp output on the right. The input here is for charging the battery with the supplied cable. And then we've also got a little push button here. And if we push this, we've got little LED indicators across here to show you how much capacity is left inside the internal battery. This is a really nice slimline battery pack. I really like the design of it. And in fact, with the recent launch of the Apple MacBook with that USB-C connector on the side, something like this with a USB to USB-C cable would charge that MacBook probably twice from 0 to 100%. That is absolutely fantastic. So if you pair this up with a new MacBook, you've got something that's going to last for a long, long time. Now at the start of this video, I showed you a case from LAB.C. This is another one of LAB.C's cases. This is their cable and ultra protection case. It's made of like a combination of silicone rubber on the edges, and then if we go around the back, you can see there's a hard sort of plastic back to it. We've got raised edge buttons for the power on off, volume up and down, and access to all of the ports across the bottom. And round the back, apart from the cutout for the camera, we've also got this integrated cable. This is quite ingenious. It does add a little bit of bulk onto the case, but if we pull down on this top section here, the actual cable starts to appear. It's quite sort of stiff to get it out, but there we go. And you can see we've got a lightning connector on this end. If we pull the cable all of the way out, then we have in fact got a full-size USB connector on this end. So we can use this to charge your phone, and then when you finish charging, you can pop it back into the case. It's quite a nice solution, means that you can carry your case and your cable all in one without losing it, and it's just one less thing to remember to take with you. And in fact, overall, the case is really nice. I think it's a really nice looking case. The only sort of negative is because it's got that integrated cable, it is sort of quite bulky, but it's got a nice finish to it. Love the gold and black colour. This is the cable and ultra protection case from LAB.C. Moving on, I'd like to show you these headphones from SoundMAGIC. These are the P30s portable headphones with microphone. They come supplied in a really nice sort of zippered, hard carry pouch, so that's really nice. And then something I haven't seen with headphones before, in fact in my whole history of reviewing products, I've seen headphones with 3.5mm audio jacks sort of built into them, or integrated cables. This particular pair of headphones has got a sort of mini cable integrated, and then you've got this connection here. And it's quite a nice idea. I do like the idea of this particular little adapter. And it comes with various breakout cables. So this one's an adapter for a computer. So you can connect this to your computer, and you've got like a microphone and an audio tip on it. And then we've also got two separate audio cables, both with right angle connectors on one end. One of them's got a built-in microphone and little push to talk button, so that's nice. And then the other one is just simply for audio only. Now the headphones themselves, they do fold down obviously to go into that case. They also adjust on the band here to different head sizes, and they're very, very lightweight, extremely lightweight. The actual ear cups actually rotate on all axis, so you do get a nice comfortable fit. You can really sort of maneuver these into a really comfortable position. Decent amount of padding on the ear cups, and these are on ear cups as well, not over ear. And then a small amount of padding on the top headband here. Nice design to them, SoundMAGIC P30s on the outside of the ear cups. A nice grade of plastic used as well to make them, and they are very lightweight. With regard to audio, they're decent. They're not the best I've heard. They've got a decent amount of bass, although it does get a little bit muddled at times. They've got an okay mid-range, perfectly acceptable, and a really nice high frequency response as well. So for a mix of all different types of listening, they do deliver on the sound front. As I say, these aren't audiophile headphones. These are portable, lightweight headphones, ideal for travelling, but very enjoyable to listen to all different genres of music with. Now, you all know that in my videos I love to do the occasional sniff test, especially when, of course, it is a genuine leather case. And this is the Folio case from Mappy cases for the iPhone 6. Now, it's a really nice sort of almost antique-y looking finish to the outside of the case. Really nice indeed. The Mappy branding embossed on the back here and a cutout for the camera. Nice detail to the stitching. Nice bit here across the sort of spine of the case, and then round the front we got the Mappy logo and this magnetic closure. So like the one I showed you at the beginning of the video, this sort of stays in place nicely. I'll show you another feature very shortly, but I want to do the sniff test, so let's give this a sniff. Wow, I'll tell you what that smells like is when you buy a luxurious pair of leather shoes and take them out of the box for the first time. That is a really nice quality leather, no chemical smell to it, just really, really nice indeed. So let's open this up and you can see the inside. So on the inside of this case, we have got space for 3 cards. We've also got a little pocket under here as well, so we could slip some banknotes in there or maybe just some other paperwork. And then the actual lining of the case is very, very soft indeed. Now with the actual smartphone, the smartphone is held into place by this sort of soft touch plastic case. But this is the other feature. This actually comes off like so. It's held into place by magnets, and in fact when this is out of the folio part of the case, makes a very nice case in its own right. It's got a piece of leather on the back, again with stitching going round. We've got access to all of the ports and connections, and we've got a very slimline, lightweight case that when we want to put it into the folio, you just pop it on, magnet holds it in place, it's not going anywhere. I've tried shaking this, it's a very, very strong magnet, and then of course we can close this and use it as a very, very nice looking, very sophisticated folio case for your iPhone. I love this combination of the easy removal of this inside portion. I think it is just a really very, very nice proposition if you're looking for a case with a couple of different features that's made of really high quality leather. This is the folio case for the iPhone 6 in the brown colour from Mappy Cases. Now if you're into your graphic design work or video editing, or in fact anything that relies on colours being accurate on your screen, then a monitor calibrator is a really good tool to have. And I have tested many monitor calibrators throughout my time of reviewing products, and DataColor is well known for their really good range of Spyder monitor calibrators. And they've come out with a new version called the Spyder 5. This is what it looks like. It comes with like an integrated cable here with a nice sort of cable tidy around it, full-size USB on this end to go into your computer. And the actual calibrator itself comes in sort of 3 different versions. You can get the Spyder 5 Express, the Spyder 5 Pro, or in fact the Spyder 5 Elite, which is the one I've got here. Now the main difference is when you go for the Express one, the software and the features are quite limited and the hardware is very slightly different. You can still use it for 2 different fixed calibration settings, and you can use it for multi-monitor support as well for laptops and desktop monitors. When you go up to the Spyder 5 Pro, so the middle of the range, then you also get 3 ambient light settings, 16 calibration settings, and also a fast recalibration option and display analysis. And then when you go up to this version, so this is the sort of top end version, the Spyder 5 Elite, then you get a lot more choices. So you get unlimited calibration settings, user defined and Rec 709 for videography. It also allows you to do multiple monitor support for laptops, desktops, front projectors, and also Studio Match Assistant monitors. And you get 5 ambient light settings. You also get the fast recalibration option in this one, and also advanced display analysis, including screen uniformity. And the screen uniformity feature on this is really good indeed, because you can position this in different areas of your monitor and it will tell you if your actual monitor display is uniform, because sometimes on displays you might have a dull spot in one of the corners, or the center might be very, very bright, and this will actually analyze screen uniformity as well. The difference between using a calibrated screen and a non-calibrated screen is really like night and day. It does a fantastic job, and I really do rely on monitor calibration. Because I create a lot of videos, I want to know that the colour that I'm seeing is as accurate as possible. Now, I've covered energy system products on the channel before. In fact, just recently I published a video showing you their Energy Phone Pro HD. This is their Energy Music Box BZ3. It's a Bluetooth speaker with some really nice features. So you can see the speaker's just sitting here blinking away with a little sort of a luminescent display on the top, and the speaker grill across the front with a nice sweeping design to it. So I really do like how this looks actually sitting on the desk. Across the top of the unit, we've got volume up and down, we've got a mode button, we've also got a play pause button. We've also got a little smartphone handset button, because this has got a built-in microphone, so you can use this as a hands-free sort of speakerphone unit. And then we've also got some track controls as well. If we go round to the back, you will see, apart from the usual port for charging the internal battery, which gives up to 15 hours of use from a single charge, we've also got a USB port and an SD card slot. Now these are really useful. If you've got music on a flash drive or an SD card, you can pop them in here and play them direct from either the memory card or the USB flash drive. We've also got a 3.5mm auxiliary input, so if you didn't want to connect something via Bluetooth, you can actually hardwire it in. And we've also got a headphone port, so if you're sharing music with everyone and then it gets late on in the evening and you want to just listen to music privately, then you can pop your headphones in here. The actual audio that this produces is nice and clear. There's a little bit of distortion when you go up to the higher volumes, and the actual overall volume is sort of good enough to fill a medium-sized room. The whole unit comes with a 36-month guarantee. I think it's really nicely made. I love the finish to it, I love the design, and I love overall the quality of the audio that this actually produces. This is the Energy Music Box BZ3 from Energy System. So now I'd like to show you another power bank, and as I explained earlier on in this mega gadget collection, these are very useful devices for if you find yourself out and about and your smartphone's running low on power. But also don't forget that these sort of power banks can also be used for charging the likes of laptops, and also digital cameras as well, charged via USB. So this is the LAB.C power bank. It's a 10,400 milliamp hour offering, and it's got some really nice features as well. We've got an input on the back here. This is for actually charging the internal battery. And then we've got two USB outputs, different ratings on these, a 2.1 amp output and also a 1 amp output. And then on this side here, we've got the power on off button and a little battery meter. So if we tap this, you can see how much capacity is left inside the battery. We're at around about sort of 75%. And you'll also see something else just sitting here, an integrated cable. And this is really nice. So we've got a micro USB cable already integrated. And if we pull this round, you'll see that it does actually have quite a long cable attached. So this is really nice. If your phone charges via micro USB, or indeed your digital camera, then you don't have to remember to carry an additional cable, and it just pops back into place really simply like so, and then pushes into the side of the battery pack. I think that's a really neat solution, because I'm always forgetting those extra cables when I'm out and about, and having the integrated micro USB is a really nice feature. Now this is 10,400 milliamp hour capacity, which is a nice large capacity for this size of battery. You'll charge the average smartphone about 3 to 3.5 times from 0 to 100%, and that makes this really very, very useful indeed. Charge it, carry it with you, pop it in your glove box in your car, and you've got something that makes sure you can keep your devices topped up whilst you're on the go. So you might be wondering why I have got a Pikachu in the frame. Well, it's because I wanted to have a subject matter there to light up with this. This is a little tiny light from Manfrotto. It's called their Lumie LED light, and it's very, very portable. Let me put it next to the little Pikachu amiibo, and you can see just how small this is. Now, instead of using conventional batteries, this little tiny light from Manfrotto has a built-in lithium-ion battery, and and it'll run from between 1 hour and maybe 3 hours maximum on a single charge. It depends which intensity level you use it at, and also whether you've got it on continuously. Now on the side here we've got the power on off button. I'll show you that in action in a moment. Around the back we've got some branding, some ventilation, and on this side here we've got a little LED light for battery level, and then we've also got a little micro USB socket there for charging the internal battery. This is covered by a little piece of rubber. I wish they'd have attached this in some way because it's very easy to lose and very small, but we pop that back in just to keep dust out of the connectors. Now on the bottom, this little portion here is removable, so you could put a different sort of connector in here if you want, but what this adds is a standard sort of cold shoe or universal hot shoe connector, so we can slide this onto the top of a camera, or indeed it's also got a standard tripod mount on there as well, a threaded mount in metal, so you can mount it to something else if you wish. And then I mentioned to you about the power on off button, so let's turn this on. So we hold that in and you can see it illuminating little Pikachu there. It has got different intensity levels, so we can tap again to go brighter, tap again to go even brighter, and then back down to the original setting. And then if we hold this in, it will actually turn the light off. Now this produces 5600K light, same as daylight, colour accuracy around about 92%. It also comes with some little diffusers as well, so we've got a sort of see-through, or I should say a white diffuser here, and then we've also got a slightly tinted diffuser here to warm up the light, and these just snap onto the front like so, and when they're snapped on, obviously we can turn this on again, and this is just going to just warm up your subject matter. So if you're in a situation maybe where you're interviewing somebody and it's looking a little bit sort of bluish or coldish on the sort of light due to the natural lighting or the light bulbs that are being used in the room, you can use this sort of gel insert just to warm up your subject a little bit. Or indeed, if you want to just put the other one on, then it simply just diffuses that harsh light a bit more than it is at the moment. This is a really nice, tiny little portable light. So small, so light to carry around. And I think it's a really good idea to have one of these in your camera bag, especially if you're obviously recording video. This is the Manfrotto Lumie Play. So far in this video I've shown you some different battery packs to give your devices power whilst you're out and about, and I've also shown you some different wireless charging solutions. But the iPhone range from Apple don't include wireless charging built into their devices. So I've got a range of different devices here from Fuel Ion that I want to show you that could give you some solution to wireless charging on your iPhone. I've got their magnetic charging car mount just here. I've also got their magnetic charging pad just sitting on the desk here, and I've also got their magnetic charging iPhone 6 case. In fact, let me show you the case first of all. Now, because the iPhone doesn't have wireless charging built in, you do have to add some sort of capability to it. And this is a case that goes around your iPhone. It's got a cutout for your camera on the back here. It's got cutout for the controls on the sides, and then it's got some pass-through ports across the bottom. Now this actually pushes up into the lightning connector, and it's quite a bulky case. I wouldn't really see myself carrying this around, but it's easy to put into the case and remove, and if you're happy with doing that, then it is a fairly reasonable solution. Now you can use this in combination with their other products. So I've got their magnetic charging pad just here, and if I place the iPhone onto it, you can see the magnet really pulls it into place, so you've got no issue with getting the position right. It just pulls it into that central position and starts charging the iPhone. So I'll just show you that again. We've got the area on the back here with the contacts, we've got the contacts on the base, and then as we put it on, it's pulled into place, it's pulled into that central position, and it starts charging. So let's do that once more. So you can see the iPhone currently isn't charging, and then we put it onto the base and it should start charging. There we go. So it's now charging. Very, very good indeed. So that's one solution for using inside the house. Well, Fuel Ion have taken this one step further, and they also do this little kit here, the magnetic charging car mount. And this consists of this piece here, which you can put onto your dashboard. It's got 3M adhesive on it, or indeed you can just attach the suction mount to your windscreen, but this provides a nice sort of sturdy base for you to connect it to. And then we've got this sort of adjustable arm, and obviously the suction cup that goes onto your windscreen or this disc. And then they also supply inside the box a 12 volt USB accessory charger and a cable as well. So the cable plugs into here, and then in turn plugs into this head mount here, and this uses the same contacts and the same magnet. So when this is in your vehicle, you simply put your iPhone on it and it holds it into place. Very, very good indeed. Obviously it won't start automatically charging it in this video because I haven't got power going to the sort of head part of this, but it's a very firm magnet, and if I was actually driving around with this in the car, I'm really confident that that's not going anywhere. That is a very, very strong connection. So between these sort of three products, between the charging case, the charging pad, and also the car mount, you've got a wireless charging option for both inside your house and also inside your vehicle. If you're into your music and you want a streaming device that also offers up lots of other features and services as well, then the Grace Digital Mondo is well worth considering. I would consider this something like a bedside companion. It's got a clock and alarm clock with snooze built into it, very high quality amplifiers inside here as well, and it produces a really nice crystal clear sound. The actual features are numerous. I'm going to run through some of the main ones in this particular segment of the video. So it comes supplied with this remote control, very nice remote control. This gives you access to all of the features. Then we've got the main unit itself. The speaker unit resides on the left hand side. We've got a row of buttons for accessing various presets, now playing and going back to the home screen. We've also got a screen on the right here, and then we've got some more controls here for controlling tracks, going into the menu, changing modes, etc. We've got a control dial here which we can rotate to access the various different services, and we've got things like internet radio, Pandora, Rhapsody, Sirius, local music services, My Stuff, also a media player, alarm clock, weather, auxiliary input, and a settings menu as well. Give you a quick look at the settings menu. You can configure the network. This actually connects via Wi-Fi. We've also got version, stereo mode, firmware, language, factory reset, register, clock, backlight, equalization, name your radio, and a Wi-Fi strength feature as well. We've got a back button here, so we can push to go back one stage, main power on off button. This also obviously acts as an OK button as well. Across the top, we have got volume control, and we've also got a snooze and sleep timer. So if we've got something playing back and we rotate this top control, this controls the overall volume. Round the back, we have obviously got this plugged into the mains at the moment. So we've got the input here, which is a standard 3-pin UK adapter. We've got an auxiliary input as well, so you can input something else to this. We've also got a USB connector here, so we can put a flash drive containing music files. And we've also got line out as well, so you could actually connect this up to a stereo system. Little handle at the top. Everything's in this gloss black plastic, which is one of the downsides. This is a fingerprint and dust magnet. I wish it had just been a matte finish, it would have been so much better. Round the front though, it's a really nice, pleasing looking device. And I mentioned very briefly that this has got really good amplifiers inside. In fact, it's got high powered Class D digital amplifiers with a built-in equalizer, and the audio that this produces is really very, very good indeed. Absolutely superb. We've got access to over 50,000 radio stations, on-demand content as well, this 3.5-inch display, 10 presets, and it all just adds up to a really compelling package. If you're into your music, as I said at the intro to this particular product, this is really worth checking out because it's so fully featured and it really does deliver a nice quality sound. So I'm showing you another battery pack now, and I'm really just showing you this one because it comes in different colours, and I love gold. This particular one is the Just Mobile Gum Plus Plus. It's very nicely made, and the actual colour is a really close match to the iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus, just a tiny little bit darker. But I'll show you a size comparison as well. So it's a nice compact battery. It's about sort of half the size or just under half the size of the iPhone 6. It's obviously a little bit thicker than the iPhone 6 though, and it actually houses a 6,000 milliamp hour battery. Now it's got a 2.5 amp output on this side, so you can use your device's charging cable to charge it. Also comes supplied with the USB to micro USB connector to charge the internal battery. There's a button on the front, which if you push it, we get a nice little animation up through the LEDs, and then it shows you the capacity left inside the battery. So we're at just under 50%, around about sort of 40% capacity left. Now with the 6,000 milliamp hour capacity on this one, you are going to get roughly 2 charges on your smartphone from 0 to 100%. And this is just really well made, aluminium, sort of metal finish on the front and the back, and then this plastic sort of surround in the middle where the connections reside. This is the Just Mobile Gum Plus Plus. So last but not least, we have got the Onlap portable monitor. This is a 13.3 inch display, and it's got 1920 by 1080 resolution. And the idea of this is it's so portable and light that you can take it with you when you're traveling and use it on location if you want that second screen. Now it's got some cables supplied inside the box, and the 2 cables I used to connect it to my 15-inch Retina MacBook Pro were these. One of them is like a USB splitter power cable, so 2 USB connections, and then the other end, which is like a micro USB connection, goes into the monitor itself. I only had to use one of these USB ports on my MacBook Pro to power the monitor, which was a bit of luck really, because there's not a lot of length between the 2 USB sort of connectors, and they wouldn't stretch around the opposing side of the MacBook Pro if I'd needed to use both. I also used the HDMI cable that's supplied, so full-size HDMI from my MacBook Pro into this little mini or micro HDMI connector into the side of the monitor. Now the actual screen itself, I was really surprised with the actual quality of the image on this particular screen. I don't know why. I think because it's primarily made of plastic, I was just expecting it to be not a very good image, but the color accuracy was there, and also the resolution, 1920 by 1080, ideal resolution for this size monitor. It's also got plenty of connectors on it. On this side here, we've got all of the inputs and outputs. So we've got the top one, which is a headphone output. This has also got speakers built in, by the way. We've got a HDMI, DisplayPort, VGA, all in the sort of micro format. And then we've got the DC input to use with that supplied cable, and also micro USB connector as well. And then on the opposing side, we've got all of the controls. So at the top here, we've got a little LED light, which indicates the monitor's getting power. We've got the power on off button, brightness, menu, and arrows to control the various settings. And then round the back, this is a really neat solution. So we've got this wraparound sort of plastic case, which gives you a stand functionality for the monitor. And we've got this little white sort of rubberized foot that has got magnets on it. So you can take this out, and then there's 4 slots on the back, and you can position it into any of the 4 positions to adjust the angle of the screen. It's quite flimsy, but it works okay. There's also an almost sort of a down flat position as well. I primarily had it in the more upright position, and it holds the monitor fine. It feels a little bit flimsy, but it works. And then this whole sort of plastic surround that has the sort of stand feature on it can be removed. So you can take that out completely and just use the monitor sort of holding it on your lap if you wanted to. I see the real benefit of something like this being if you travel a lot and you do video editing and you want a light second display. I'm used to using 2 displays on my particular setup, and then I can do editing and have the separate screen with other sort of media on at the same time. So that dual screen setup in like a portable format, I think is a really nice display. This is the Onlap portable monitor. So I hope you've enjoyed this mega gadget collection. I hope you're still with me right through to the end of the video. There's loads of technology in this particular video. My favourite has to be this monitor. I really do like it, and it has surprised me with the quality that it delivers. Let me know which your favourite product or products were throughout the video in the comments section below. Please do hit that like button, and I'll see you all in the next one.